We're going to have a very interesting guest soon. But I want to talk to you about some of the problems that we're going to see. So even though we invest so much money in cybersecurity, we have the best people, we have the best products, we do everything right, it seems like we already know that in the years to come, more companies are going to be hacked, big companies. Big companies with talented information security officer, with a lot of money to invest in cybersecurity. It seems like to some extent we have failed in providing certainty. When directors ask me how much money do we need to invest in order to make sure that we will not be hacked, we don't have an answer to this question. And in order to understand why, we have to go back in time to 1969. 1969 was an amazing year. A lot of things happened in 1969. We had Neil Armstrong walking on the moon. We had the Beatles with Abbey Road, which is even more important. And we had the birthday of the internet, 1969. Back then we called it the arpanet. The space. Why? Because we had a lot of trust in real life. All the users in the arpanet knew each other, trusted each other in real life, so they trusted each other in the cyberspace. All the devices were controlled and trusted. All the applications were controlled and trusted. In a very short time, the ARPANET became the internet as we know it today. But what do we have today? We have billions of users who don't know each other and definitely don't trust each other. We have no clue what's connected to the internet. And we have so many applications, some of which are malicious by design. Trust became a challenge. And when the internet was created, nobody expected for it to be such a huge success. So when it was created, it was not created with security in mind, but only with connectivity in mind. Well, to some extent, this is the secret of the success of the internet. The way it was designed allows us to use it in a very simple way. But most of the problems that we see in the world of cybersecurity, the source of which is the fact that the internet was not designed with security in mind. But you know what? This is not the biggest problem of the internet. The biggest problem is that the internet was designed in a way that doesn't allow us to upgrade it. We are stuck with this internet. And this internet allows so many people to do all the things that we see today. If we want to upgrade the internet, we have to physically go to each and every one of those devices that creates the internet and upgrade the system there. IPv6, the RFP for IPv6 was issued in 1998, and still over 95% of the internet traffic is IPv4. We know that we need IPv6. It provides more security. We need it for the Internet of Things, and yet it's hard for us. And on that internet, we're about to connect billions of new devices. We make things smart, right? We take shoes, we make them smart shoes. We take tables, we make them smart tables. We take cars, we make them smart cars. And everything becomes smart. But we all know that if something becomes smart, it also becomes hackable. If it is smart, I can hijack it. And this is a problem. The problem is that it's hard for us with the current implementation of technology, with the inherent problems of technology, to move forward. And there is a big secret, and we're going to leave the secret among us right now in this room, but it is an important secret. All of those amazing startups, all of those amazing innovations, all of those amazing products that we see today in the world of cybersecurity, to some extent, and I'm saying that very carefully, to some extent, represent incremental innovation and not disruption. They do improve things, but in the long term, it seems like it becomes easier and easier to be a hacker, security guy. Well, we all know the inherent asymmetry of security, right? If you're a hacker, you have to succeed one time. If you're a security guy, you have to succeed all the time. If you're a hacker, you can attack one point. If you're a security guy, you have to secure everything. Hacking has no rules. Security, there are so many rules that if you will do something you're not allowed to do, you will get fired or someone will put you in jail. There are many different hackers, one security team. Hacking is very cheap, security is super costly. And for many other different reasons today, Security is like trying to guard a balloon with our bare hands while the hacker has a pin. We need disruption. We need something that will completely change the rules of the game. That will make us believe that in the years to come, we could provide certainty. This is something that I hope will happen here among the people that we have here in the ICRC, in the Interdisciplinary Cyber Research Center. We have groundbreaking researchers on cybersecurity. Other academic facilities have amazing researchers on cybersecurity that could invent the next way to think about technology. But this can also come from the industry with those amazing entrepreneurs that we see everywhere. One thing that might happen is that we will have the opportunity to redesign the internet. Now, this is a weird concept. How can we redesign the internet? So the thing is that wireless connectivity networks, wireless solutions to create networks are actually evolving in a very, very fast way. To some extent that in the years to come, we might have the ability to create worldwide global wireless networks. So we already see Facebook doing something like that with internet.org, and we already see Google trying to do something like that with Google Loons. And the moment we will have the ability to create worldwide wireless networks, something very interesting could happen. Well, first of all, we're trying to bring internet to those places where they don't have internet, right? There are a lot of people around the world who don't have internet access. And to us, internet access is a basic human right. Everybody should have it. But what if one of those companies, like Google or Facebook or anyone else, will say, you know what? If I already have this global wireless network, what if I will not use the traditional TCP/IP? I will implement something else. And this something else will be upgradable. That means that if I want to upgrade the core way that this wireless internet works, I can do it. Why is that such a game player? Why does that will allow us to do amazing things? So think about that. So it will create a paradigm shift in one of the core elements that we have today in the cybersecurity industry, and that's we have a rule today: new problems equals new security products. Every time someone is figuring out a new way to do something, new attack vector, we all need to buy a new security product. That means that for every problem, we all spend dollars. That's a lot of money to spend on every problem. But with upgradable stack, upgradable internet, if someone finds a new way to do DDoS attack, if someone finds a new way to do IP manipulation, spoofing, or something like that, the new internet provider, and for the sake of this argument, we're going to call it AGN, Alternative Global Networks. The AGN provider will say, okay, I learned about this problem, and I can just upgrade the internet, preventing anyone else or removing the need for everyone else to buy a new security product. Why? Because the core internet is now more secure. You need a new protocol to connect driverless cars? Don't worry, come back in 24 hours. We will have this new secure protocol. You need a new way to connect drones? Don't worry, we can do that. Upgradable stack will allow us to do different and amazing things. So this is the kind of disruption that I hope we will see in the years to come, coming from here, Israel, or other places around the world. I want to call back to the stage Dr. Aviatan Metania. Please come here to the stage.